I visited my Great-Grandpa yesterday and found him in tears with emotion. When I asked what was going on, he answered, "So many years ago, I fought in World War I. At some point, I saw a German, he saw me, and we both aimed at each other, but he was quicker and shot first. He missed me. In shock, I just ran away, never to see him again. Or so I thought. You see, some years later, I was fighting in World War II. I was on the battlefield and saw that very same German. I aimed at him, and he did the same. Once again, he was quicker and shot first. And once again, he missed me. The reflex to run away once again saved my life. That German man just sent me a letter. He says, 'I miss you a lot.'" A 90-year-old man goes for a physical and all of his tests come back normal. The doctor says, "Larry, everything looks great. How are you doing mentally and emotionally? Are you at peace with God?" Larry replies, "God and I are tight. He knows I have poor eyesight, so he's fixed it so when I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, poof, the light goes on. When I'm done, poof, the light goes off. Wow, that's incredible," the doctor says. A little later in the day, the doctor calls Larry's wife. "Bonnie," he says, "Larry is doing fine. But I had to call you because I'm in awe of his relationship with God. Is it true that he gets up during the night, and poof, the light goes on in the bathroom, and when he's done, poof, the light goes off?" "Oh, sweet Jesus," exclaims Bonnie. "He's peeing in the refrigerator again." Two men are in love with a woman. One of the men is a doctor, and the other is a deaf man. Every day, the doctor brings the woman a flower as a sign of his affection. Every day, the deaf man brings the woman an apple. She asks him, "Why do you bring me an apple?" "A flower, I understand, but what is the purpose of the apple?" The deaf man replies, "What?" It's the World Cup final, and a man makes his way to his seat right next to the pitch. He sits down, noticing that the seat next to him is empty. He leans over and asks his neighbor if someone will be sitting there. "No," says the neighbor. "The seat is empty." "This is incredible," said the man. "Who in their right mind would have a seat like this for the final and not use it?" The neighbor says, "Well, actually the seat belongs to me. I was supposed to come with my wife, but she passed away. This is the first World Cup final we haven't been to together since we got married." "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible, but couldn't you find someone else, a friend, relative, or even a neighbor to take her seat?" The man shakes his head. "No," he says. "They're all at the funeral." A redhead goes for a drive through the country, just enjoying the peaceful ride with her windows open. She has to stop as a shepherd is moving his flock across the road. The redhead gets out of her car to stretch and has an idea. "Hey, mister! If I can guess how many sheep you have, may I keep one?" The shepherd has hundreds of sheep and feels confident enough to agree. The redhead looks over the flock and says, 361. The shepherd is stunned that she guessed correctly, but, being a man of his word, allows her to pick out her favorite. The redhead is about to put her new pet in her car when the shepherd calls out to her. "Hey lady! If I can guess your real hair color, may I have my dog back?" A judge was interviewing a woman regarding her pending divorce and asked, "What are the grounds for your divorce?" She replied, "About 4 acres and a nice little home in the middle of the property with a stream running by." "No," he said. "I mean, what is the foundation of this case?" "It is made of concrete, brick, and mortar, Your Honor," she responded. "I mean," he continued, "what are your relations like? I have an aunt and uncle living here in town, and so do my husband's parents." He said, "Do you have a real grudge?" "No," she replied. "We have a 2-car carport and have never really needed one." "Please," he tried again. "Is there any infidelity in your marriage?" "Yes, both my son and daughter have stereo sets. We don't necessarily like the music, but the answer to your questions is yes." "Ma'am, does your husband ever beat you up?" "Yes," she responded. "About twice a week he gets up earlier than I do." Finally, in frustration, the judge asked, "Lady, why do you want a divorce?" "Oh, I don't want a divorce," she replied. "I've never wanted a divorce. My husband does. He says he just can't communicate with me." A British man, a French man, and a Spanish man are caught stealing in a foreign country. They are prosecuted and the judge sentences them all to 100 lashes each. However, he wants to look lenient in the eyes of their respective countries, so he reduces the lashes to 20 and allows them to have 2 requests each before being lashed. The Spanish is first to be lashed and requests a bottle of tequila and a pillow strapped to his back. They let him drink the tequila, strap the pillow to his back, and then commence the lashes. After 5 lashes the pillow breaks and they keep lashing him. After the 20 lashes, he's bawling and his back is horribly scared. They haul him away to be sent back to Spain. The French man is next and he requests 2 pillows, 1 per request. After 10 lashes the pillows break and they continue with the next 10. By the end, he's also horribly scarred and bawling, but not as bad as the Spanish guy. While they are hauling off the French guy, the judge turns to the Brit and says, "Well, it's your turn now. What do you request?" The British man responds, "First, I want the original punishment of 100 lashes. I don't believe I should get off easy." The judge yells, "You're crazy! Why would you do that?" The Brit responds, "Because my next request is to have the French man strapped to my back." A small-town lawyer called his first witness to the stand in a trial, an 80-year-old woman. He approached her and asked, "Mrs. Singh, do you know me?" She responded, "Why, yes, I do know you, Mr. Kulkarni. I've known you since you were a young boy. And frankly, you've been a big disappointment to me. You lie, you cheat on your wife, you manipulate people and talk about them behind their backs. Yes, I know you." The lawyer was stunned. Not knowing what else to do, he pointed across the room and asked, "Mrs. Singh, do you know the defense lawyer?" She again replied, "Why, yes, I do. I've known Mr. Gupta since he was a youngster too. I used to babysit him for his parents. And he too has been a real disappointment to me. He's lazy and bigoted, and he has a drinking problem. The man can't build a normal relationship with anyone, and his law practice is one of the shoddiest in the entire state. Yes, I know him." At this point, the judge called both lawyers to the bench. In a very quiet voice, he said with menace, "If either of you asks her if she knows me, you'll be jailed for contempt."